In your head, there is one game that you just want to dominate at. You want to be the best at. You want to get better at it every time you play. We are running a $200 Amazon gift card giveaway the entire month. All you have to do to enter is like this video, be subscribed, turn on your notifications, and leave a comment why you want to win it with your Twitter handle attached. I will announce the winner at the end of the month on Twitter. Be sure to take advantage of the giveaway, guys. Turn on your notifications. Make sure you're subscribed and never miss a gaming top 10. And with all the gamers in the world and the rise of esports and competitive gaming, everyone wants to get better. This is serious now. There are scholarships at college for gaming. You may think that just grinding the game is the only way to get better. While that may be true in some cases, there are tons of ways to get better at any game. What's up, guys? Jimmy here. Welcome to Chaos Top 10s. And today we're going to be bringing you some picks, some tips, some gamer tips to help you become a better gamer. So get ready and let's game. This is going to sound kind of silly, but it's true. Love your game. First things first, you need to love the game that you are playing. You have to be passionate about it. There's no point in playing a game competitively that you don't love because you will burn out quicker than a piece of toast in a toaster. I don't know. Think about it. You're going to put hundreds and hundreds of hours into this game and you're not passionate about it. You're going to hate it by the time you even get started on it. Honestly, I've seen this happen firsthand. We saw it happen in the last couple of years with esports when many pro Call of Duty players expressed their lack of enjoyment for playing Infinite Warfare competitively, and many pro Street Fighter players expressed similar frustration in reference to Street Fighter V. If you plan on playing a game competitively, it has to be a game that you love. If you don't love the game, find another one. There are countless games played in comp now. It's not going to be too hard to find one you're passionate about. This may be the most important, and it's all the way at number 9. Watch the pros. If you want to get into competitive gaming, the best advice I can give you as a starting point is watch the pros. They obviously see the game in a different light than your casual player, and you have to see how they play the game and how differently they play than you do. Try to adopt their way of thinking and way of playing. A good starting point for many new competitive gamers is to choose a pro player and try to replicate them. Be you, but also emulate what they do that you like about how they handle themselves. This will help you develop a better understanding of the game and will also lead you to making changes to their style and developing your own unique play style, all in the same process. If you want to get into competitive gaming, definitely look at people who are already doing it. There is a reason that they're successful at what they do. At number 8, know thy game. Know your game. Before you even think about playing a game in comp, you have to really know how the game works, the intricacies of the game, how it functions. Understand the game. There's a reason why competitive gaming looks so different than when you're playing online with random people. Competitive gamers have put the time into learning the ins and outs of their game, studying frame data, and testing every aspect of their playstyle. Now, I'm not saying you have to put hours and hours and hours into studying frame data or time to kill in order to be a good player, but it never hurts to know everything. And let's face it, if you don't have a pretty solid knowledge of your game, you're not going to get very far. Being able to move your fingers super fast will only get you so far. You have to know how to move your fingers optimally, that's the key word, in order to succeed in a competitive environment. Learn your game. You guys are going to like this one. Punish your opponent's mistakes. If you're a fan of competitive Super Smash Bros. Melee, you'll often hear the commentators talk about a player's punish game. This is referring to a player's ability to call out their enemy's mistake and how much damage they can get by punishing it. But the punish game isn't just applicable to Melee. In many competitive video games, you need to be able to recognize your opponent's mistakes and punish them as hard as possible before they recover from their slip-up. For example, if you're playing a shooter and your opponent forgets to reload before getting into a gunfight, you've got to get as much damage onto them as possible before they're ready to fight again. If you're playing a fighter and the opponent throws out a laggy move that did not connect, you have to take that opportunity to blast them before they can recover and throw out another one. Recognizing the opponent's mistakes is easy, but punishing them can be tough. Look down your punish game, lock it down, and make sure every opponent you face feels the pain of slipping up and making a mistake against you. At number 6, locking down your fundamentals. On the subject of the punish game, you have to be able to stay away from an opponent's punish game as much as possible. How do you do this, you may ask? Well, Don't make any mistakes, just be perfect. I know, that's a pretty tall order, but don't be afraid to just play against a low-level computer opponent so you can lock down the fundamentals of your game before you go online or into a tournament. There is a lot of debate in the esports community, specifically the fighting game community, about whether or not the punish game or the neutral game is more important. The neutral game referring to a player's fundamentals and how they land their first hit. But the way you can be the best you possibly can be is to lock down both your fundamentals and your punish game. While there may be a debate about which one is more important, they are both insanely crucial in a competitive environment, and either one is lacking, you won't get far. So number 5 spot goes without saying, but I'm going to say it anyway. Play often. You simply won't get better at a game if you're not playing consistent. Sure, you're going to have good days and bad ones. Everyone does. But if you let the bad days get to you and you start taking time off from playing, you aren't going to progress. If you're not going to be serious about gaming, you just need to do something else. You need to be playing consistently every day if you can manage it. Try to play every day, even if it's just 20 minutes, to go over your fundamentals. Get your hands used to playing at that speed and the level of precision. It's called muscle memory. Get your brain used to thinking that quickly and at that level of detail as well. If you miss too much time, you're going to get rusty real quick and have to retrain your hands and brain. So play as often as you can. This one sucks from time to time, but you have to do it to get better. Play against better players. If you want to be as good as you possibly can, you have to play against players who are better than you, not players that suck that make you feel better. If you just play against noobs and people who aren't good, you aren't learning anything. Sure, it feels good to beat the snot out of people in a game, but the amount of knowledge you'll get from that experience is very, very limited. However, if you swallow your pride, play against someone better than you and allow yourself to get beat, you will learn a ton more. You'll see what techniques they're using to beat you and see what they've been doing to get themselves as far as they have in the game. It can be humiliating to get beat up over and over, and I get it, but you are going to learn a ton from it. If you find a player who's better than you and a nice person, you can learn a lot from them. Not all the good players are stuck-up jerks, I promise. There are a ton of really good players who are more than happy to help someone get better. At number 3, read thy enemy. Read your enemies. This one is insanely important in fighting games, but it can be applied to just about any other game as well. Because of how deep most video games are now, there are a ton of ways to play them, leading to everyone developing their own play style. When you are in a 1v1 situation, be on the lookout for any patterns that your opponent may be using. If you're playing Call of Duty, maybe the other person always jumps around a corner. If you're playing Mortal Kombat, maybe the other person always throws out a projectile when you dash forward. Because everyone has their own play style that they're comfortable with, everyone develops their own habits with faced with certain situations. Learn to recognize these patterns in your opponent and then punish them. At number 2, get consistent. If there's one thing that every pro player has in common, it's their consistency. Regardless of play style or how many world championships you've won, every pro player is incredibly consistent with everything we've discussed so far. The neutral game, the punish game, the fundamentals, the reads, everything. Pro players are insanely consistent. If you want to play a game at the highest level, you have to be able to hit tough stuff every time you go for it. You have to be able to land those combos or make those shots that you struggle with. Put in the practice and the effort to land them every time you attempt them. Pro Smash player Jason Zimmerman, aka Mewtwo King, lives by the philosophy of being frame perfect 99 out of 100 times. And while that may seem excessive, he's widely regarded as one of the most consistent players in the history of gaming and has been one of the top 5 players in the world for years and years. Why? Because he's consistent. All right, guys, this has been a motivational top 10. Hopefully you enjoyed it. And number 1, have fun. we went from super serious to super chill. It's easy to get caught up with the seriousness of everything that we've discussed in the video so far, but if you're not having fun, what are you doing? It's a video game. The word game is in the title. You are supposed to have fun with it, and I know it's super difficult to get to the highest level of play, and it's even harder to stay there. But you have to have fun with the game you're playing. You have to be able to go hard and have fun at the same time. Go for the risky options. Do something stylish from time to time instead of always going for the safe option. There's always a way to have fun with the game you're playing and not take it too seriously all the time. And there you have it, my friends. Those are 10 easy tips that could actually help you become a better gamer. A lot of it's mental as well. You have to have the skill, you have to have the dexterity and the muscle memory, but a lot of it is mental as well in every aspect of competitive anything. So I hope you guys enjoyed. If it helped at all, drop a like on the video. Make sure you're subscribed. There's a playlist below with all the other gaming top 10s that go up every single day. We put up a brand new one every night at 8 o'clock Central Standard Time. I hope you guys have a great day. In the comment section, let me know what your favorite game is and what game would you like to be a competitive pro at.